What's going on, fellas? You know, we hear it so many times in today's world, especially in the West, that femininity makes you weak, right? Femininity is a bad thing. You have to be strong and independent. Women are being told that all the time, and men are just tired of hearing this, right? Femininity does not imply weakness, fellas. A woman can still be strong and independent and still be feminine. If a woman who was not promiscuous, who actually had her head straight, she was dating somebody long term, 7, 8, 9 years, but things just didn't work out at the end. So she's at age 24, 25, only had sex with two or three guys, maybe two guys max, and she's not married because the guy she was supposed to be married to is somewhere else or died or something happened between them, and it just didn't work out. So that's why she's at 25 and still not cuffed up by somebody who is high value, who doesn't have debt because she was smart enough to figure out that, hey, college is not for me because I don't want to go there for some bullcrap degree. I want to go there for something that actually makes sense, and all those hard majors, the STEM field majors are just not for me. So I should actually focus on doing something that I'm good at, that I have talent for. And maybe she found that out, and maybe she's working on that path. But at the same time, she just doesn't have anybody in her life. Maybe maybe her father passed away, or maybe he's just not in a financial situation to help her out, which is why she's having to go out and work and live paycheck to paycheck. This type of a girl will be swept up by a high quality man. Because why? Because A, her body count is very low. B, she had her head straight. She doesn't have debt. C, she is feminine, or at least she knows that the value of femininity means a lot to a man, and that's why she has practiced that, and she is actually a feminine woman. If a man sees a woman like that, who's feminine, who cares for him, who loves him, who doesn't have debt, who doesn't have baggage, high body count, attitude, things like that, and who's in shape, good looking, attractive, he'll cuff her up, fellas, even if she's working at McDonald's and he's a multimillionaire. This is where today's females get confused. You guys cannot wrap your head around this simple fact, simple but so effective fact, that your college degree, your success in your career field, in your corporate, how far you have climbed at the corporate ladder, how far you are at that corporate ladder means nothing to a man. What matters to a man is if you're feminine, if you have a feminine attitude, if you look attractive, if you're in shape, if you have a good diet, good healthy living lifestyle, and if you don't have any baggage. These are really all a man cares about. You know, ladies, a man will actually go above and beyond to please you, to cater to you, to care for you, to make sure all your needs are met, to work 3 jobs if he has to provide for you and to protect you and the family that you give him, the kids that you give him, if he's loved, if he's cared for, if he's looked after. Oftentimes what happens is, after you get married, a man's role starts to come down on that list, on that priority list. At first he was at number one, then you get a dog, he becomes number two, the dog becomes number one. Then you get a kid, now he becomes number three. The kid, the dog, then him. Then another kid. 2 kids, the dog, then him. You see how he's always start to go down at the bottom? When he is the one who you first met, he is the one who you built all this with. You wouldn't have these kids if he wasn't there. I mean, you probably would have kids with somebody else, but not you wouldn't have his kids if he wasn't there. You wouldn't have a house to bring that dog into if he wasn't there. How many marriages do you know that have passed that 5 year mark? And I'm being generous, that's why I'm giving you guys that 5 year time period. That has passed that 5 year mark, and the woman still jumps on him, like literally jumps on the man when he comes home, wraps her legs around him, and he is holding her up by her butt, and she starts kissing him. She starts kissing him on his neck. She starts um, playing with his hair. She starts kissing him on his forehead. and she starts making out with him, and she says, "Oh, I missed you, honey. How was your day? I love you." How many of those marriages do you know? And then right after that, she drops down on her knees and starts to please him because he had a stressful day at work and he needs to relieve his stress. And the woman understands that. You know, and also he comes home to a warm meal. Kids are in bed already, and everything is nice and tidy at the house. Everything is clean. She took care of the whole house, and now they're going to spend the rest of the night together with love and with passion and with compassion and with passionate sex, whatever. Give high quality time to each other. How many marriages like that do you know, fellas? And ladies? I don't know a single one. What happens is women still think that, oh, he still needs to turn me on, he still needs to push my buttons, he still needs to say the right things, he still needs to bring me flowers. Why? He's doing everything already, isn't he? He's bringing the bread at home. And no, that does not mean that, he doesn't have to do it. I can go bring my own money too. That's not the point. When I'm saying that he's bringing in the bread, I'm talking about his role. His role is to bring the bread in. He's expected as a man, even though you're making your own money. We all know female hypergamy exists. That's why you married somebody who makes more money than you, and that's why he's expected to bring the bulk of the bread at home. So he's doing all that outside work for you, right? So why can't you do the inside work for him? Him being absent from the house for the whole day should be enough to turn you on as soon as you see him. That should be enough for you to say that, you know what, I miss my man all day. Can't wait till I see him. Can't wait till I jump on him. I can't wait till I please him. I can't wait till we go to bed together, wrapped around in each other's arms, or I'm going to be wrapped around in his arms, and we're going to fall asleep. It doesn't work like that, fellas. You know why? Because in today's feminist society, women have been brainwashed to think and believe that they're the price. They don't have to bring anything to the table as long as they bring themselves to the table. All their past baggage should be overlooked by the man. But ladies, I'm here to tell you, no high quality man will do that. He has options just like you do. Just like you have options because of feminism, because you're empowered to go sleep with so many different women, so many different men, and women too, probably. Some of these women sleep more women than you guys have. Sleep with more women than you guys have. So just like how you have options, all these thirsty dudes sliding in your DMs, matching with you on Tinder, and this, that, and the other, he also has options if he is a high quality top 20% man. Because those are the type of men women want. Those are the type of men women are empowered to go after. So no high quality man is going to cuff you up when you have that much when he has that many options, and you are not standing out from those options. How do you stand out, ladies? It's so simple. Be feminine, take care of your body, be attractive to him, and just cater to him. Just take care of him. That doesn't make you weak. Femininity is a man's kryptonite, ladies and fellas. The girl who I met 3 months ago is still in my head. I still think about her every now and then. I met this girl 3 months ago, and she was the most feminine girl I have been with in 5, 6, 7 years, in a long time, in a very long time. So obviously you guys can already tell that she left some sort of an imprint on me. Otherwise I wouldn't be talking about her, because I talked about her in a couple of other videos too in the past. And things had to end very quick. We only hooked up a few times, but things had to end very quick because I said something on my Snapchat story about men's rights and whatnot. And you know how women think. She thought that I was talking down on women, and she didn't like that. She said something about it. I didn't like the fact she was saying something about it, even though she wasn't being rude or anything at all. She was just like, wow, I can't believe you said that, something along that line. But my egotistical attitude came out, and I kind of told her off. I kind of told her to piss off. And yeah, I messed that up in that sense. And I could have easily handled it and tackled it in a better way. But I just wasn't having the greatest day myself. That's not an excuse. But I told her off, and things died. Things ended at that point. But fellas, this girl would literally bake me cookies and bring me to my house without even me asking for it. She was 18 at the time, so she was still living at her with her parents, and that's why she wasn't able to come spend the night with me. But she told me that whenever she gets the chance, after her, I don't know what this silence is about. After her mom becomes more comfortable with me, she's gonna come spend the night with me, and she's gonna cook me breakfast the next morning. Like she was, and she even brought me lunch one day. She made food for me and she brought it to me. And fellas, this was just the type of girl who, when I would hang out with her, that did not matter what I did, what we did, what activity we did. And I'm sorry for the noise, fellas. I'm just outside. I don't know what siren is going on out here. I don't know what's going on. It's getting kind of annoying. But anyways, it didn't even matter what her and I did together. We would just be like laying down on top of my car watching stars. And she was perfectly fine with that. She never complained about what we did. The only money I spent on her was $1.30 when I took her to get some ice cream for my local ice cream shop. It was like $1.30 cone that I bought her. That's the only money I spent on her, fellas. And I was honestly myself around her, like I didn't have to lie to her to get her into bed with me. I didn't have to do any of that. I was just myself, I'm kind of like I'm kind of like a sarcastic a-hole, and that's how I was. I was making sarcastic jokes with her, and she liked it. She liked me for who I am, and obviously attraction has to be there first of all. You know, a feminine woman won't sleep with you just because she's feminine and you're a man. She has to be attracted to you too, right? But in today's world, if you want to date somebody, there's so many hoops you have to jump through that she has to make you jump through. Alpha Male Strategies has a whole channel talking about these strategies. Say her, tell her this, don't tell her that, do this, don't do that, text her after this amount of time. When you text her, say this to her to set the date up. On the day of the date, do this to confirm the date. Fellas, it's just tiring. At what point do we stop and say to ourselves, you know what? Is this worth it? What point is that we say that, fellas? Is it after you get rejected 10 times, 100 times, after you have unsuccessful date 50 times, after you have successful dates 50 times, 100 times, but still all you're getting out of it is some bedroom fun and nothing's more serious because you're actually seeing these women for who they are, and these women have no value to offer to you except the bedroom fun? At what point do we say that enough is enough? I'm just gonna go out my own way and I'm gonna focus on myself. I'm gonna make sure I become happy doing the things I want to do in my life, except women. I'm gonna be happy in my life without women. And if a woman wants to come join me along for the ride, great. If not, that's great too. At what point do we say that, fellas? Modern women, and when I say modern women, any girl who's in college or who's going to college or who's gonna be going to college is a modern woman. She has that modern ideology. That automatically eliminates 95% of the women for you, doesn't it? I know it does. But that's just what you're dealing with, fellas. They just don't have that femininity. That girl the feminine girl that I just told you guys about, she was going to college as well. She was going to community college, and she didn't really know what she wanted to do. She told me she wanted to go to college because it is going to give her something to do. She didn't have a reason that, oh, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be a corporate woman, this, that, and the other. She told me she's probably going to go be like a chef or something. She's going to go through like a community college culinary arts program. So this is a girl who's going to college because she doesn't have anything else to do, And I asked her, so what's your plan about getting married and this, that, and the other? She said, I would like to be married by the time I'm 22. So this girl, and she was a solid 7. And if she worked out, and I don't know if she had a good workout routine or not. I didn't really ask her all that. If she worked out and kept in shape, if she does keep doing that, I can promise you she's going to find a high-value man, especially if she understands what men want and she keeps her head straight. Just didn't work out with me, but it is what it is. Some things are not meant to work out. So And I still think about her every now and then, fellas, because feminine women make an imprint on you, fellas. This is every man's kryptonite, femininity. No man, no high quality man wants your success. We don't care about how much money you make. We don't care how many college degrees you have, fellas, ladies. We really don't. I already told you guys what we want. We want to come home to a girl who's feminine, who's excited to see us, you know? And that's just the thing that our modern women don't understand. They think I'm supposed to go out and have fun, have that college experience, and then I'll settle down. Then I'll find that right man. Well, they end up being frustrated. And we know stories after stories after stories. The numbers don't lie, fellas, of why things don't work out for them and how things don't work out for them. Why? Because they wasted their most valuable time. And high quality men are just not attracted to that. They're attracted to a younger version of her. And how? Because now they're having to settle for something less than what they really desired. These women are having to settle. That's why it doesn't work out. And we know statistics and stories after stories. I can go along all day long, but I'm not going to. We already know that, right? That these modern women are not turning out, are not having the life turn out for them like the way they thought it would. Fellas, I hope this video made sense. You know, if you guys ever been with a feminine woman or lucky enough to be with a feminine woman, because most guys are not and they have not, so they don't even know what a feminine woman looks like. That's why I always say that, you know what, get your passport and go travel the world. You'll see so many feminine women, especially in the poor countries that are not westernized, okay? Because those women don't have a choice but to rely on a man, because their government is poor. They cannot support all the women. So go out and meet those women. You'll see what femininity looks like. I'm not saying those women are not able to take advantage of you. All I'm saying is you're going to find some good touch of a feminine woman. That's it. So you should go out and experience that, especially if you're not finding it here in the States. So fellas, femininity is a man's kryptonite. That's why you have to understand that just because you're being vulnerable to this woman does not mean you let all your guards down. You also keep your guards up at the same time, because these women are still capable to take you to divorce court, capable to take all your money away, to not let you see your kids. All the things we say that these modern women are able to do are also being done by feminine women. There's case studies like that too. So you have to be careful with them, and it's more dangerous because we don't see that coming. We don't see these type of women turning out that way, because we're just like, what happened? She was so feminine, she was so nice, I cannot believe she would do something like that. That's why you need to understand red pill. That's why you need to understand women's nature all across the board. Women's nature doesn't change. Doesn't matter if she's masculine or feminine. What does change is how she portrays herself. The package that she comes in, that changes. And femininity is just one of those attributes, one of those characteristics in that package. So just because she's feminine doesn't mean that you are not susceptible to all the other dangers we talk about in this red pill community. Okay? Bugs flying around. That's why always be careful when you're dealing with any type of woman, especially feminine women, because those are the type of women we tend to let our guards down for. And those are the women we need to keep an eye on the most for. Hope this video made sense, fellas. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video to your friends. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.